Everybody knows Blackpink, right? The world knows Blackpink. They even sold out stadiums in Europe and North America. They even have a Netflix special.
Our next guests are the best charting Korean girl group of all time, K-pop sensations.
There's even a Thai lady in the group, Lisa Blackpink, the pride and joy of Thailand. Yes, one of us has made it. One of us has climbed the ladder onto K-pop, which means K-pop or Korean pop culture is up here, while T-pop or Thai pop culture is down here. K-pop conquers the world. T-pop is mostly a copycat of K-pop. But this video isn't about copycats. It's about an open culture versus a closed culture. You see, South Korea's success on the world stage, whether in politics or economics, is due to many reasons, one of which is having an open culture, ever evolving, relatively speaking. Thailand, meanwhile, has a closed culture, therefore the slowness to evolve and to globalize. As I have said and written time and again, everything that a society or a country does, whether in politics, economics, or anything else, is but the expression of culture, the mindset of the society or the country. Let's take the case study of South Korean versus Thai movies. Parasite won the 2020 Oscars, not for Best Foreign Picture, but for Best Picture period.
And the Oscar goes to Parasite.
Meanwhile, in Thailand, if the pro-democracy protesters are to be believed, Parasite have also won. And they sit in government right now. But I digress. You see, South Korea is open to and gives support to a wide range of talents. The result, groundbreaking movies that are a hit around the world. Parasite, Old Boy, Lady Vengeance, Train to Busan, the first one, not the second one. The second one was rubbish.
많이 무서웠죠.
Thailand, this government and past governments mainly help to support and finance epic celluloid with the intention of promoting nationalism and traditional values. Not that South Korea doesn't have nationalistic movies, they do, every country does, but it's a matter of balance and being open to movies that question rather than just reinforce. Talk to young Thai filmmakers and they'll let you know about the lack of support from the government. Meanwhile, nationalistic epics like Suriyo Thai and Naresuan and all its sequels receive massive government supports, hoping for international box office success and Oscars nominations, failing in both because we fail to understand that neither the world nor the Oscars care for nationalism or traditional values. We live in the 21st century, not the Cold War era. Open culture, closed culture. Hence, the difference between the mindsets of South Korean leaders and Thai leaders. The open mindset which understands what the world wants versus the closed mindset mainly looking inward, not understanding what the world wants or how the world has evolved. Meanwhile, not only do Thai filmmakers don't get support, they also are oppressed. Apichatpong Weerasettakul is a darling at the Cannes Film Festival, but back in Thailand, the Thai censorship board had issues with scenes in his movies, scenes like doctors kissing and drinking alcohol, scenes like a Buddhist monk playing the guitar. The censorship board wanted those scenes cut because they are inappropriate, un-Thai, and may promote misunderstanding and division. Apichatpong refused the censorship board, and so they banned the movie from mainstream theaters. Open culture, closed culture. Recently, the Thai Media Fund, which belongs to the government, announced a 300 million baht grant to support Thailand's media industry. 30 million baht of which would be spent on making nationalistic films. Meanwhile, filmmaker Yuttaler Sipapat wants to make a movie about Thailand's pro-democracy movement. Obviously, he's not getting government support. Even if he's able to get the movie made, the censorship board will rip it apart. Furthermore, what are the chances of the movie getting shown in theaters? In fact, one of its lead actors, Amy the Bottom Blues, was arrested for his protest activities. Open culture, closed culture. Parasite, the movie, not government leaders. Parasite is great for many reasons, one of which is the theme of criticizing and questioning social hierarchy, turning the world upside down. In Thailand, movies and TV series reinforce and strengthen social hierarchy. Anything that questions the status quo will incur the wrath of the government and the censorship board. K-pop conquers the world because K-pop represents an open, evolving, and globalizing culture, relatively speaking. Meanwhile, in Thailand, those who rule over us still insist on a closed culture and persist to promote closed culture. Hence the difference between cultural evolution and cultural stagnation, which is one factor that explains South Korea's rapid development and Thailand developing at the pace of crawling. Pun intended.